Hello, welcome to OJ Studios. Please enjoy this week's chapter of The Unknown by Lacey and Olivia Julius.
I got home and froze. My mom was sitting at the dining room table, her hair was still a mess from waking up, and she had her cell phone in her hand. "Where have you been?" she asked. "Out for a run," I replied quickly, trying to sound casual. I just needed to clear my head. Mom's eyes narrowed, but she didn't press further. Obviously, she wasn't used to her daughter going outside before the sun came up. "Well, get showered and dressed. You still need to get ready for school." I nodded, trying to suppress the frustration boiling inside me. "Okay, Mom. I'll be quick." As I made my way upstairs, I felt a sense of dread creeping in. Facing school as Brooke was going to be a whole new level of challenge. I had to be careful, had to blend in, and most importantly, had to find a way to figure out how to reverse this spell. After a quick shower, I dressed in the most neutral clothes I could find, jeans and a simple green t-shirt. As I put on the glasses I was starting to get used to, I looked in the mirror, still struggling to reconcile the girl staring back at me with the person I knew I was inside. Grabbing my backpack, I headed downstairs. Mom was waiting by the door, with a small smile on her face. "You look great, Brooke. Have a good day." I forced a smile. "Thanks, Mom. I'll try." The bus pulled up in front of my house. I walked to it and the driver opened the doors and walked in. The bus was almost all the way empty, with just a few sleepy teens riding in the back. No one seemed to notice me on the bus. I found an empty seat near the back and slumped down, trying to avoid eye contact with anyone. Every bump and turn of the bus seemed to amplify the anxiety gnawing at me. When we finally arrived at school, I took a deep breath and stepped off the bus. The familiar sight of the school building filled me with a mix of nostalgia and dread. I had to get through this day without paying too much attention to myself. I walked in through the freshman entrance along with the other freshmen. On my way in I saw Mr. Wilt, our assistant principal, standing by the door. He scanned us over as we walked in. I halfway expected his eyes to light up when he saw me, to tell me how great the game was on Friday night. For him to repeat that we were definitely going to the state championships this year. But instead, he remained quiet, he overlooked me, and then I had to remind myself that he never knew me as a great quarterback, he only knows me as Brooke, if he knows me at all. I got inside of the school and made my way to the freshman commons. There I was able to find my new locker. I opened it half expecting it to have extreme girly decorations in it, but I just found it was just plain. I swapped out my book bag for some textbooks and closed the door. It was kind of a relief knowing no one was going to stop me in the halls, no one was going to interrupt me and wish me good luck on Friday night. But there was a pang of sadness. Yesterday morning the cheerleaders would have been here decorating the football players' lockers, and I know Emma would have decorated mine. I looked around and saw Bryce's locker was decorated. He was our backup running back. 2 lockers from his, there was one decorated in pom-poms and cheer bows. That one must be from Shayna's locker. Shayna was the only freshman cheerleader on the team. Emma had told me that she was good, but too shy to be great on the squad. I felt a touch of envy about their 2 lockers as I shut my locker door and left the commons. Thankfully I had found Brooke's schedule in the book bag, and I found my way to the English classroom. I admit I was a little excited. Mrs. Johnson is the English 1 teacher, and she was one of the nicest teachers I had as a freshman. I felt excited that I would be able to be in her class again. I walked into the classroom, I scanned the room for an empty seat, spotting one near the back. As I made my way there, I kept my head down, hoping to avoid drawing any attention. "Hey, Brooke," a voice called out, and I froze. Turning, I saw a girl with short blonde hair and a friendly smile waving at me. She looked familiar, but I couldn't place her. I waved back awkwardly and continued to my seat. As I sat down, the girl walked over and plopped into the seat next to me. You, okay? You seem a bit out of it. Yeah, just tired, I replied, forcing a smile. She laughed. Tell me about it. Mondays are the worst. Then it hit me that this girl is Shayna. This girl is also the freshman cheerleader whose locker I saw decorated in the hall. As Mrs. Johnson began class, I tried to focus on the lesson, but my mind kept wandering. The girl's friendly greeting had thrown me off. Did Brooke have friends I didn't know about? I needed to find out more about my new life if I was going to blend in and hopefully return to being a guy again.